Hello, and welcome to a Pick a Card with me, Kim. For this reading, we will tune in into the energy of the full moon we have this September. Full moons are all about release, cleansing, and detoxification in order to make space for the new. Having this in mind, we shall see what we will be releasing with the aid of this full moon energy, and what we will be calling in once we release, once we make space for the new. So we shall look at tarot and oracle cards. We will pull out charms and keywords, and at the very end, notes containing messages. Okay, now let us take a moment to pause, meditate, for it is time to pick a card. There are 3 groups to choose from. Each group is represented by a different moon phase and clear quartz crystal. The first group is the full moon. The second group is the new moon. And the third group is the waxing crescent. Whatever moon phase or clear quartz calls out to you, and that will be a group. Please note that the timestamp for each group is provided in the comments section down below. Okay, now that you've chosen your group, let's get into your reading. Let's go. Hello and welcome to all those who chose and connected with group 1, the full moon, and this clear quartz. For this group, there is a need for clarity, a need for release. Now, out of all the 3 groups, this was actually the clearest of the clear quartz. So again, this speaks about clarity. Now, I was sensing pain in my throat, and that tells me there is a blockage in the throat chakra. So there is this need to speak up, let your voice be heard. Because again, with the full moon, we were talking about how the full moon energy is about release, letting go, and detoxifying. But what the full moon also brings awareness is emotions. Now I'm sensing a lot of emotions being bottled up, a lot of frustrations. And with this full moon energy, what it will help is to finally release those emotions, either through a good cry, a conversation, or an activity that will be healthy for you in releasing this bottled up frustration. Now, I also got this vision of a field when the soil has been upturned and the farmers are creating new lanes to put in the new seeds. So this is speaking of a clean slate in order to put in your seeds, your new seeds of manifestation for a whole completely new crop of fields. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for this group. Now let us move into the cards. So the first card is the tarot card, and this is to express what we'll be releasing with the energy of this full moon. And we have the Page of Bows, the Stout. This card actually came up in the weekly reading. So the Page of Bows is fire energy. So that's action-orientated energy. I'm just feeling hyper, being overactive, pacing back and forth, not being able to sit down in one place, your mind or your thoughts jumping from one thing to the other. It's not so much wanting to do many things, but it's because there's this feeling of anxiety within you that doesn't let you rest. And so you need to constantly be doing something because it helps as a form of distraction for you. Now the Page of Bows, this is the page in the court cards, in the court suit. So this is the youngest energy. So the word frivolity is coming to mind. It feels like a very enthusiastic, very energetic child that just can't keep still. I'm getting this message of telling a child he will be going to Disneyland next Friday, and it's barely Monday, and he's just so excited to go to Disneyland. He just can't wait for it to be Friday, that he's just up and running and asking his parents over and over, is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet? Like a sense of anticipation. It's just this energy that's within you, that's building up in your chest. Again, I was feeling this build up energy. It could be build up emotions, build up frustration, and it's taking a toll on you now. Right? Your body is reacting to it. Remember, our bodies are our vessels. right? They're like the cups, right? And the full moon speaks about being full. It's like the cup being completely full. So the cup is overflowing, and we do have this waterfall being represented now. But it feels like the cup wants to release, wants to completely overflow, but you're detaining it. You're trying to put a lid on it because it feels like too much. Like your body feels it. It's that, again, that active energy. You might either feel sometimes like trembling, or again, that feeling that you just can't sit still for a while. But it's because your body needs to release this. It needs to make space. It needs to free flow like this waterfall. And you're resisting it. And again, I think that the full moon spirit has noticed this and is bringing in something to help you finally release. It will be like when you're not even aware of it, right? It might be a conversation that sparks a fire in you. We have the Page of Bows speaks about fire. It ignites a very passionate conversation, and then that you're able to exert that energy, right? Because fire is very passionate energy, and it feels like you have this fire that's building up inside of you, and you're trying to contain it because maybe you feel you might explode. So it won't explode necessarily in an anger fit or something that might be destructive to you or for someone else, but it's letting it slowly release like this waterfall, natural, organically. This can also represent a person in your life, a person that has these attributes of being a bit unsteady, of being here and then gone, just like that quick fire that ignites and then quickly extinguishes. They're not reliable, and they're charismatic, and they come off as playful only when they're here, right? And maybe that is a person in your life that spirit actually wants you to maybe back off from this relationship, from this connection just a bit, because this energy might be taking a lot from you again, because this person seems like there's so much energy also built up in them, right? That's why they're unsteady. They can't keep on one place, and that's also taking away from you, right? Because you might come off as a bit maybe more stable energy. And again, if you are more of that earthy energy that likes to take things steady, likes to take things one at a time, finish a task before moving on to another one, then this energy, if you are exuding this energy of going back and forth, it's being a little frustrated to you because it's out of the norm for you. But this, it feels like with this full moon energy, this will finally end. Okay, but let's look at clarifiers. So I was pulled to look at this card first. And we have, this is the Nine of Cups. And this is the ship. So this for me represents, first of all, Nine of Cups represents wish fulfillments, right? But Nine of Cups, it can also be overindulgence. Because if you remember in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, it is a man with all of these cups on a shell, right? And he looks gleeful, he looks full, right? But he's keeping his cups in a shell, sort of like a trophy. And it just reminds me of this feeling of overindulging, of having too much, of keeping it up on a shelf, right? And it's again this feeling of being so full to the brim. And you're really not acknowledging this, that in order for you to receive new, you need to empty that cup, right? Once the world gives to you, you need to give back. There's that give and take, receiving and giving, for there to be this natural flow. If we tend to just keep things, put them on a shelf, then we block this waterfall. And then after a while, we don't see new things coming in. And it's because there needs to be that constant cycle. So the universe is asking you, release, 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 so that we can give back to you. And with the ship, it's talking about forward movement. And if you look at this ship, it's going at full speed. It's hauling ass, but it's moving forward. It's moving in a direction. Again, it's this like constant movement here, not being able to settle in one place. Now again, if this is a person that comes back but then leaves, comes back with promises and then leaves, breaks those promises. And it's a constant, you're seeing that this is a constant cycle, that this is the only thing that is stable with this relationship, this breaking of promises, making promises and breaking of promises. Then Spirit is asking you, it's time to release of this. Because see how the waterfall is falling? We don't see where it's ending. Spirit is telling you there's something better waiting for you. There's something better waiting for you, but you need to let go of this first. And if this is your energy, with this is just speaking of movement. You're finally moving away from this. But again, in order to do that, there needs to be a release of what you've been bottling up inside. Okay, more clarifications. We have manifestation. And we have fire. Yes, we were talking about fire energy. That's the fire energy of this page of bows. With the manifestation and the fire being represented here, again, there is a fire in you. There is a spark. And it feels like that, it may be that excited energy, like something's amiss, something's going to happen. You feel like you want to move forward. There's this pull in you. Now remember, the full moon or the moon pulls and pushes at the tides. And it feels like the moon has been pulling and pushing at your soul, at your spirit, and you feel that. That's why you feel like this overactive energy. That's why you can't keep steady, because there's something waiting for you, like farther on in the shore at the end of this waterfall. But in order to get there, you must move out of this space. You see, this speaks about manifestation. This speaks about your wishes, whatever you've been praying for, manifesting. It's being built. It's coming into fruition, because the flowers haven't fully bloomed here yet. They're in the making, right? But the fire has been sparked. So, like I said, they're in the making. The fire has been sparked. It has been lit. So these manifestations are on its way to you. But in order for you to get to them, right? In order for you to meet in the middle, that's how I'm seeing it as, there needs to be release. Again, it feels for me like emotions, a conversation, something that you're not expressing, something that you've been bottling up, and it might be for quite some time. It's time to release it now. If you can write it down in a letter, if it's towards someone, a relationship in the past, and you can't seem to get this person to sit down and have a conversation with you, write it in the letter, right? If it's something to that you want forgiveness of, then remember that forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is to allow you to release, allow you to move on. So when you forgive, the one winning is actually you, not the other person. It's you. It's for you. So write it down, burn it afterwards. You don't have to deliver that letter. If you can have that conversation, have that conversation. If it's just build up energy because maybe you haven't been really active, again with this coronavirus situation, do exercise. It feels like build up energy that needs to be released. Once you let go of this, you will feel that relief. And the fire that's within you will become a more stable, grounded fire, like this campfire. It's within this space, right? It's not a wildfire that's everywhere. It will become more concentrated. And in that, you will have more clarity. I'm seeing clarity here. Also with the light being represented here. And this, I feel like this will act as a beacon for your manifestations, right? You're moving forward and this beacon will allow your manifestations to fully come towards you. But now let's look at what you will be calling in. Oh, this actually came out in horizontal and it's a freaking beautiful card. It's the Ace of Stones, the foundation of life. Now, when cards come out in horizontal for me, they usually represent foundation, what the rest of the energy is founded on. And it's the foundation of life. This speaks about new beginnings, a new beginning to a stable future. A new beginning to something that will be really concrete and grounded. And this also speaks of protection for me. Now, the Ace of Stones, I recognize that there's these carvings on this stone. And I also recognize that this is in the shape of an arrowhead. And it's literally blooming from the ground, right? So an arrowhead, I always see it as intention and manifestation. It's something like the arrow that you shot a long time ago with your intention, with your wish, with your dream, and it's finally blooming out of the soil. And again, we have manifestation here. So whatever you have prayed for, whatever you have wished for, it's already in the making. You see, it's already popping out of the ground. It's here for you. It just seems that, again, you need to meet halfway. Now, with the carvings, as I mentioned before, this speaks about generations to me. This speaks about something that you will build, that you will create such a steady and firm foundation that whatever is built upon that will last for generations, right? It's leaving your mark. It's a place that will be home, that will be a teaching for all the new generations that are to come. Something that will be seen by many, many people. If it is a relationship, again, because I'm sensing a persona here, the person that you're clinging, if you feel like you're holding on to something, you're working so hard and it's not working, and the fire within you is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling, Spirit, this full moon energy is asking you, let go, because it's not working for a reason. You gave it your best. Let that go with that in mind, that you gave it your all. If this other person doesn't want to let this work, then let that person go. Because something that is ready for you, something that is more aligned to what you actually wanted to manifest, what you were actually praying for, is already growing for you, is already here for you. And I'm noticing this little door portal here. Feels like a portal to a completely new beginning. Again, the aces speak of new beginnings. This is a completely new chapter of your life. It feels like a new book. A new book to a series, the second installation. But in order to get to this needs to be released. Because again, you can't bring in the old to something new, because then it just keeps being the same. So let go of the past in order to enter your present. And remember that it is only in the present when we can start thinking about the future, begin manifesting the future. And it's so close for you. It's right here waiting for you. So the last two cards is clarifiers. We have seasons and we have death. Yes, seasons and death. These two cards speak of change. These two cards speak of letting go of the past. Again, seasons speak of letting a cycle be closed for a new one to begin. When we hold on to something, we can't allow the opening for something new. It's like the seasons. Imagine if winter held on and held on and held on and was really, really stubborn and didn't allow spring to come. It would just keep snowing and wouldn't allow those flowers that are waiting to bloom to finally sprout out of the snow. There will be no growth. There will be no change. It's the same with life. Life is all about cycles. Relationships, everything we go through, it's about a beginning and an ending. So again, if it's a relationship and you feel you've been holding on to it stubbornly, then it's time to let go. Because the reason why it's been trying to escape you so much is because universe has been telling you it's time for the new season to emerge. It's time for spring. This card talks about spring energy, spring to come through. And you will see a lot of beautiful growth, beautiful things in that new season. We promise you. Death just speaks about the same thing, letting something go. And with this new beginning is the ending to everything you knew. To everything that was hurting you, to everything that was causing you pain, to everything that was causing you doubt or anxiety. It's finally putting that to rest. You won't be seeing any of that in this new beginning. So the last card is the extra joker. The extra joker card is funny. I just see it like a ticket that the universe is giving to you. Always talking about Disneyland. You know how in Disneyland, I forgot what it's called, but you know how they give you that special ticket or special pass to cut to the lines all the way to the front so you will make the line? this is that ticket. You don't have to wait. You don't have to go through any more struggle. Once you release this, once you let go, once you tell the universe, okay, fine, here you go, I'm ready. Give me the new. Then the universe gives you this free pass. And then you cut all the way in front of the line. And there's your new beginning. You don't have to go through any more shit after this. You're there already. That's like perfect. It's like you only need to release this, let go of this, and boom, you got your ticket. Okay? But that's what I have for the cards for you guys. Now let's look at the charms. So we have this image of the full moon. And firstly, I will turn this card over. So this is the vibe, the energy that you will be bringing in once you release, let go of what we spoke of. And we have ephemeral. So the fleeting time taught us to cherish. Okay, again, with these two, I believe they're birch trees here. This just speaks of a passageway to me, an entrance. It's finally entering into that new beginning. And you know, I feel like this is spirit or your higher self. And this is you right here. And spirit is like telling you, come on, we just only need to take one step forward and we're there already. We're into that new chapter, new beginning. But like this little kid here, I'm sensing hesitance from him. It's just like, no, I'm scared. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd rather stay here. Even if this might be a bit uncomfortable, I still know what's going on here. I don't know what's waiting for me here. But spirit knows that. What's waiting for you here, we have a home here. Foundations, stability, growth. We even have a tower here. That's growth as well, building up. And clarity, because from a tower we can see afar. Yeah, so that's the energy. But now let's pull out the charms. And where's my charms? Okay, so whatever falls inside the moon are things that you will be manifesting, that you will see quickly in your life, that you have already manifested. And things that fall here in the aura are things that you're pulling in, that you might see maybe by the ends of September. And the ones that fall here in the stars, in the void, are things that the universe is working for you in the background. So you don't have to worry about that. It will come in divine timing when it's necessary for you. Okay? So it's working for you and with you. So let's see. What bringing in for each one. Okay. So let's look at the ones that fell inside the moon first. Perfect. So we have the elevator here. We have the arrow going upwards and the infinity symbol. This speaks about ascension. I was talking about this tower here. Speaks about building up. That's this energy here. That's what you're already manifesting. This also reminds me of, we talked about that build up. Like things have been building up inside of you, but it's only because maybe you were so stubbornly holding onto it that this was necessary. It needed to build up so it could finally be released. So this is like a pivotal moment for you. It was necessary. It's not something to go against you, to humiliate you, or to bring stress upon you, but it's to finally allow you to release. Because again, I feel like you were holding on to this for some reason. And what this will only allow, I'm remembering about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The elevator keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up, and then boom, it flies out of the building. And then you can see everything underneath. You can see the whole horizon, the entire journey. And that's what I'm saying. Like you're going up, it's building, it's building, it's building. And it keeps on going until you can see the full picture. You can see why this came to be. You can see what is awaiting for you. And you gain that clarity, right? We're talking about clarity. With the divine book here, we have a sword being represented here. Swords speak about truths being revealed, about divine truth. Also speaks about clarity. It also speaks about cutting away with the past. But we have this divine book. I was talking about a book, right? Like finally completely closing a book and starting a new one, the second installment in the series. And yes, you're starting your new book. This is something you're manifesting already. It's on its way. Remember we we had this Ace of Stones here. It's already been forming. It's in the making already. It feels like you just need to release this one last thing in order to fully step into that new beginning. With the cell phone here, this speaks about communication. We were talking about a blockage in the throat chakra. This is a back and forth communication. This is about getting a reply immediately. So again, I feel that a conversation that's been put on hold, that you've been avoiding, or this other person has been avoiding, you're finally having that conversation. Again, if it's not that, it's just you expressing your emotions, you expressing your frustration through words, either to be through an email, through writing, or verbally, right? But I'm seeing this in a very healthy way, right? Not detrimental as to you or to somebody else. And this is also getting a quick response. But let's see. The other one we have here in the aura, we have the blue butterfly, and we have the 4-leaf clover. The 4-leaf clover speaks of luck to me. It speaks of abundance. Yep. You know what the 4-leaf clover reminds me of? The Ace of Stones. Because it's that green, earthy energy. It's like finally the 4-leaf clover has popped out from the soil, and now all you need to do is go to that place where you can finally find it, because it's destined for you. And again, this speaks of abundance. It could be financial abundance, or I'm sensing relationship as well. Finally connecting with the very reciprocated, equal, and balanced relationship. And with this one, with the blue butterfly, the blue, again, it speaks about communication. But the butterfly, it's finally coming out of the cocoon, finally being transformed. And it's about freedom as well. And that's what you're manifesting. This also speaks about a new phase of your life, because you're no longer the caterpillar. Now you're a butterfly. That's a completely new life. That's a completely new lifestyle as well. This could also be talking about a change in the lifestyle. And then we have the crescent moon. And this speaks about new beginnings to me. A new beginning. The universe is working on this for you in the background. The sun represents joy and complete abundance. Prosperity, and also even more clarity. Like, I think by some point you're gonna ask for more guidance, more clarity, and the universe is working on it already for you. For when it's time for you to gain that clarity, it will be given to you, this guidance, because I'm just seeing like a sunbeam that's guiding you. And with the chocolate frog, this speaks about a leap of faith, speaks about courage. Taking an opportunity. So this is an opportunity offer that will be given to you. Might be a bit unexpected to you, but the universe, they're working with you at this moment, is having this courage. It's building up that courage, taking you higher and higher, so you notice your self-worth, notice how powerful, how brilliant you are, how quickly you can manifest abundance for yourself. So when this opportunity comes in, you won't doubt it, you won't shy away from it, you won't be insecure about it, you will take that leap of faith. And what this will create is this continuous ascension for you, because I'm seeing again abundance here. Ooh, you guys, that's amazing. Let's just see some keywords that fell for you guys. Whoa, that was a lot. Okay, I'll take them. We have joy, prosperity, decision. Again, with the leap of faith here, I feel like a decision will be made and you will be well prepared for this decision. Forgive. Yes, I feel like forgiveness, it's something that maybe at this moment you need to do or needs to be done in order to create that release. We have conclude, a conclusion of a chapter, conclusion of a book, of a story for your new beginning. Support. I see support from divine guidance. Again, here we talked about guidance. We have rest. Again, we're talking about an overactive energy that maybe after this will be released, this is what will be given to you, rest, or rest from a relationship. Ascend. Ascending. You're just ascending. Spirit is with you. Finances. Abundance in your finances. Yes. Body. Okay, I'm also seeing taking care of your body. Again, we talked about a new lifestyle. I think that's in the mist for you, a completely new lifestyle, and it might be in terms like fitness, also in your health, maybe your diet will change completely, and this will only help you bloom and grow more beautifully, more healthily. And spirit, I'm just sensing spirit will be here guiding you through all this. This is a gift from spirit. Oh yeah, I have a message for you guys. So this is the message for you. Oh my goodness. What you feel is real. Do not doubt. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. That's a helicopter, so that's my sign to tune out. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello, and welcome to all those who chose group 2, the new moon, and this clear quartz. So for this group, I'm sensing a need for balance. I'm feeling that there's a lot of opinions going around, or a lot of people talking, giving you their opinions, giving you their thoughts, and this is causing an imbalance in your energy, because I feel pain on the left side of my body, and the left side I related to feminine energy, and this speaks about vulnerability, nurturing, and also about allowing oneself to receive. And I feel like there's a lot coming in for you, like a lot of information, or again, like energy that is pretty much unwanted, and it's bombarding you, and it's caused that feminine energy that is usually open, that is nurturing, that is receiving, to close up, right? So again, when one of our energies, either the feminine or the masculine, is blocked or hurting in a way, it creates an imbalance in our energy, right? Because we have that yin and yang energy, right? So if one of them is a bit depleted, it tips off the scale. So I feel with this full moon energy, what we'll be releasing is that blockage or that fear. It's maybe fear of allowing people to get in, or fear of all of these assumptions or opinions you've been getting from outside sources that are not based on truth, are just opinions. They're just advice, right? Advice, opinions, they're not the truth. The truth exists only within you. And again, because there's so much energy going around you, bombarding you, you really can connect with that intuition, with your inner divinity, because there's just so much hitting at you, and it's time to retreat from that, to put up boundaries in order to reclaim your space, in order for you to connect and hear that voice within. Because again, the answer is not outside of you, the answer is within you. Now, the new moon energy speaks about manifestation. We use the new moon energy to manifest, to write down our wishes, to journal, to envision the life that we want to live. And it feels like you can't really do that again, because there's so much going on, or people are telling you what to do, what you should be doing, and it's taking away from your creativity and from your imagination. And Spirit wants you to really shut those people out, block those noises, because they don't know better. You know better. You know the truth. You know what you want. So follow that voice within. Okay, so now let's look at the cards. So the first card I will be pulling is what you will need to release, or what will be released with this full moon energy. Yep, we have the 9 of Bows. Respect. Okay, this card speaks about, I was talking about how very opinionated people coming in with their comments, their thoughts, their assumptions, and just, I'm like, feels like this, like just shooting arrows at you, like they're really not respecting your space or respecting your boundaries. And you see how we have like this, I don't know, it's like a jailhouse here, like they're wanting to trap you, right? Or you feel captive in all of these people's energy. And the message here is learning how to place your boundaries, right? Because when these people come in with these energies, it's not being disrespectful to them. It's not telling them, yo, shut up. Not disrespecting their beings, right? It's keeping respect. Because I feel like this moment is also a lesson for you to learn how to respect your own beings. Learn how to respect your boundaries, right? Because when you create your boundaries and you respect them by letting people know you're not available to listen to them at this moment or available to help them out because you're going through something, you're respecting yourself by respecting these boundaries, because you're telling yourself, I'm worthy of taking care of my energy, taking care of my being, taking care of myself. And that's what's coming through here. Again, this can also be, if it's not necessarily outside voices, this can also be an inner voice, right? That's creating some form of self-sabotage. It could be negative thoughts or negative self-thinking, or just you know, sometimes we talk to ourselves in that way. We say bad things to ourselves by repeating words that maybe other people told us, harsh words, cruel words, and that's really not helping. That's just creating this little beast that we see here to come up to the surface, and it's not helping on our energy at all, because again, it's keeping us captive. So what needs to be released is this disrespect, or this lack of boundaries, and respecting the self. Respecting the self by respecting the boundaries, even with yourself, right? Being like, whoa, why would I tell myself that? That's too harsh. If you wouldn't say that to somebody else that's going through something, why are you saying it to yourself? You are also a person. You are also a being. You are also divine, and you also deserve compassion, and you also deserve respect. You're no lesser than anybody else. Okay? And that's getting to realize that within yourself. Now let's look at clarifiers. We have the Lovers, and we have transformation in reverse. Okay, so the Lovers can represent a relationship, but it can also represent, because this is Gemini energy, right? This is duality, this is making a decision, this is going back and forth. So this can represent that, shadow aspect of you and that light side aspect of you. But again, it's finding that balance. The Lover speaks about that balance. And at this moment, the scale might be a little tipped in a way that maybe you're listening more to negative self-thinking, paying attention to those doubts, paying attention more to the what ifs, or to those possibility outcomes or assumptions, rather than your truth, right? And again, that's creating an imbalance. But in order for this transformation to occur, that balance needs to occur. So it's learning to see both aspects of yourself, right? It's learning to see what happened and accepting that. You don't have to be okay with that. It's just accepting that it happened and then letting it be, and then realizing that you're in your present right now and things are a bit different in your now, right? And it's creating that balance again, and it's creating a balance in your own thinking, right? Sometimes we can't shush those voices in our mind. It's letting them pass by, but also acknowledging the positive thoughts that come through. The ones that say you're beautiful, that you look good in that dress, that you're smart, that you're witty, that you're funny. Don't just avoid those and discard those and pay attention to the ones that say mean things about you. Because again, that's tipping the scale. Also take the positive things. Acknowledge that as well. Because at this moment, because of this imbalance, there is this stagnation in growth. Because again, how can a flower grow if you're not giving it any sun, you're not giving it any water, you're not nurturing it? It will never grow, right? So you need to give it both. You can't leave it out in the sun, under the hot sun for a long, long time without water, right? It needs water, it needs the sun. It needs a little bit of shade as well, right? Flowers also, they grow in the night as well, not only during the day. So that balance needs to occur. This can also represent a relationship that you are in. If it was people outside of you talking smack, this can represent a certain person that's not looking at your worth, that's really putting you down, that's recrossing boundaries. See how this man is just, moving away the sleeves. It feels like this is the boundary here, and he's just disregarding it completely. And if there is a person, if you place your boundaries, if you ask for respect, and this person is completely not listening to you, it is time for you to move away from that. Again, show respect by acknowledging that boundaries have been crossed and cutting away with that in a very decent manner. Again, we don't have to be disrespectful to the other person, because when we're disrespectful to someone else, we're also showing disrespect with ourselves. Because again, people who show up in our lives, they are connected to us in some way, and they are a form of reflection, a mirror to us. So they do project something within us, right? So when we disrespect them, when we treat them badly, we are treating some part of us with disrespect. And then certain wounds that needed to be healed through this partnership won't be healed, because what's being thrown at it is even more anger, more resentment, more hate. And what needs to be given to that wound is compassion and love. And love doesn't necessarily have to be being with that person. It's just, again, showing respect to their being, showing respect in that you know that they're not in the right place, maybe to be in a relationship right now, or to be in your life, and moving away from them. And in that, you will allow yourself to grow, because I feel like right now, it's like you're a flower, and like weeds are covering you. And all you need to do is remove those weeds in order for you to fully grow and bloom. Okay, but let's see what you will be receiving. We have frustration, and we have direction, and we have Father. Okay, I'm actually seeing you as this creature here. See how this person is trying to aim at this creature. All these arrows are air energy, so that's communication, verbal. And it's like all these comments, all these conversations are trying to hit you, are trying to bring you down. But you're flying freely here. You're not letting any of these arrows touch you. They're still at it, People will keep on talking. They will still keep creating assumptions about you, but it's in you whether you let these assumptions take the better of you by you listening to them and believing in them, especially believing in them. Again, if this is that voice, those thoughts, again, it's only if you believe in them. Believe in them, you give them power, and then they become your truth. Allow them to be, don't attach to them, and you're free. Look, this creature, even though all these arrows are flying in its direction, he's completely free. Nothing can touch him. Nothing can bring him down. Especially this, because if it comes from ill intention, you know how they say the best way to bring your enemies down is by living a happy life, is by not caring, by not giving a damn about what they say. Because what causes in them is frustration. Because if they're intentionally doing this, is to bring you down, is to have you feeling sad, is to not let you see your worth. And when you acknowledge these comments, when you listen to them, then they win, right? But if you don't, if you keep on walking in your own path, not caring, then you're the one who wins. And it brings frustration in them. And the more frustrated they are, the least they will be able to aim at you. Because the least that their words will sound like truth. They will start sounding more and more like what they really are, lies. And we have direction here. So I see you here finally being free by creating your boundaries, right? Creating that protective field around you, not acknowledging or attaching to these notions, to these comments, and having direction. Because now that you're free from all this, now that you're no longer captive, you can see with more clarity where it is needed for you to go. Finally, you can start growing. I see this as growth, right? Because it's one stone at a time, right? So what was the transformation that was put on hold will finally be be released, so that you can finally achieve and reach your dreams. You can finally achieve this final metamorphosis stage. And with the Father card, the Father for me, he is a protective figure. This is divine masculine energy, right? So the divine masculine energy, it always reminds me of someone who is completely aligned with who they are, with their identity, meaning they know exactly who they are and who they are not. So they will never be affected by anybody else's assumptions, because they are that grounded in their own identity and in their own self-worth. And that's what I see for you. It's releasing all of this so you can come into this feeling like knowing your self-worth, grounding in your identity, knowing who you are. That's what I'm seeing with this direction. When we finally know who we are, when we finally know who we are not, then we start realizing what it is that we want in life, what it is that we want to achieve, and we start creating the path, the life that we want to live. Not mattering what other people say, because we know that the truth is within us. We hold the truth. So we're not easily influenced anymore by naysayers. I forgot to pull these cards, but this was a clarifier for this release one. Yeah, you see we had blockage. We have the 2 swords here. This speaks of blockage for me. With these colors, this speaks of anger, frustration, and pain. I'm feeling actual pain here. We have the Ace of Swords here. Ace of Swords is clarity, revelation, and truth being spoken. So with this, again, I'm seeing like boundaries, but also blockages. I'm feeling like blockages here, blockage in your intuition, and it might be because of pain, and you might feel like you need to be in the defensive, like you can't fully be yourself because all these people are throwing these things at you, are hurting you in some way, and so you can't be vulnerable, you can't open up, you can't fully bloom, right? It's like the flower that is scared to come out because the rain or the heavy wind or something is just going to immediately destroy it, like rip away its petals. And then that's what I'm seeing here. But these defenses, again, boundaries are not the same thing as like being in the defensive. Boundaries is placing your limits, knowing your limits, because you know your self-worth, right? And in that, there can be vulnerability, because you know that if there is people within your boundaries, you can be vulnerable. And the people who respect those boundaries, you can be vulnerable with, right? But if there's this constantly feeling of people crossing the line, then it feels like you always need to be in the defensive. But you're finally releasing that. Again, if it's voices, be like this creature here who lets these voices just pass. Again, it's not saying that the voices will become silent, because that's a stream of consciousness that comes and goes. It's just not being attached to them. That's how you hold on to a thought. It's like it's just passing by, but you see something in it and you cling onto it and you hold onto it and you declare it yours, when it's not even your truth. It's just your action of holding onto it, acknowledging it, and giving it more energy is you saying that it's yours. It's declaring it, like becoming your identity, or saying this is who you are, when that's not the truth. So the clarification is the Ace of Cups, and this is number 11. So a number 11 is a number of wishes and manifestations, and the Ace of Cups is the fulfillment. But this is emotional fulfillment. I'm seeing this is emotional freedom. Again, I'm seeing it's like the cup. I always see the cups as representing a body, an individual. So it's you standing on your own, finding your identity, becoming aware of yourself, and seeing the beauty in who you are. Now we have the fox energy here. The fox is very creative. The fox is sneaky, but also the fox doesn't give a damn. The fox doesn't care. I feel like people can talk smack about the fox, and the fox doesn't care, because he knows who he is. He knows he's smarter, he knows he's wittier, he knows he's funnier. And he just goes about his business. He's not even part of a pack. The fox usually runs solo, because he doesn't need to depend on anybody else. Because he doesn't need to depend on the opinions of somebody else to know who he is, to know his self-worth, because he already knows it within himself. Okay, so that's what I see you bringing in. Direction, guidance, self-worth, and finally creating your boundaries, knowing what your boundaries are, and knowing what it is that you want for yourself in order to move forward and start building something new. Okay, but now let us move into the charms. So we have this painting of the moon, and we have this card that represents the energy that you will be bringing in. So we have enthusiasm, the fire of life burning. So once you release what we mentioned, you will find enthusiasm in life. Again, I'm seeing like a free-spirited person that doesn't care, like doesn't give a shh about what people say, and they just find again enthusiasm in the life, enthusiasm in what they want to do. They just find that spark again within themselves. And with life. That's what I'm seeing here. But now let's look at the charms. So whatever charms fall in the moon are things that you're manifesting, that you have manifested. Whatever falls in the aura are things that you're pulling in, that you might be seeing by the ends of September. And things that fall here in the stars and the void are things that the universe is working for you, with you in the background. So you don't have to worry about that. These things will come in your life in divine timing when it's best suited for you. Okay? So it's to help you out. So for good too. And that's it. I think that's it. So this one fell off camera. Ooh, okay. So let's look at the one that fell inside the moon first. So we have the anchor. The anchor for me represents stability. But we were talking about identity, knowing your self-worth. And I feel that's what the anchor represents. It's anchoring your back into yourself, back into your identity, realizing that all these assumptions, all these comments, all these notions that were bringing you down was not at all the truth about who you are. And finally releasing that brings this form of, I see this as grounding, coming back into your own. So releasing all this junk, you can finally see the true of your own being. This also represents stability. I'm just seeing a sense of like relief, and again, I don't know why this is representing boundaries to me, because I feel protection with this. Like nothing can come and interfere with this anymore, with the anchor energy here. In the aura we have this is like the Two of Cups. So this for me represents a connection with another person. But this is a very spiritual and deep connection, a deep bond that with this person you might have like a telepathic communication, right? Distance and time is not an obstacle for you guys because your souls are connected. So they're connected at an energetical level. So this could also represent connection with spirit, connection with that intuition. Again, connection with yourself, coming back into yourself and being able to listen to that intuitive voice, being able to listen to your own truth and acknowledge it and make decisions through it. That's what I'm sensing more with this. But it could also represent maybe a soulmate. Now again, doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but someone that is, I feel like, is at a distance from you, but again you connect with them at a soul and energetical level. So for this one, it felt kind of here in the aura. We have the message in the bottle. So I feel that what's incoming is, I feel like, a message that you've been waiting for. It could either be a reply from a person. It could either be this person. Maybe you've already been feeling this person energetically because we do have it in the aura here. And you will finally hear from this person in this physical realm. This person will be replying to your call. I'm sensing like waiting for a message. And you're finally receiving a reply and answer. And with this one, we have the leaf. The leaf here for me represents transformation. It's completely letting go and surrendering. We have it here in the void and the stars. So it's something that the universe is working on with you. I feel that a big change for you in your life, a transition, is in the works, in the mix. And when this does come about, Spirit really wishes that you surrender to this change, because the leaf surrenders to the fall, because it knows the fall is the change, right? It allows for the transition of one season to the other. So Spirit really wants you to be prepared for that. And I feel like what you're going through at this moment, not acknowledging these comments, these voices, becoming detached with that, is preparing you to surrender and to not be afraid of a change. Right? Because sometimes we hold on to notions, beliefs, or to the opinions of others because we're afraid of change. Because we become so accustomed to these people or to these voices that like our subconscious is just afraid to let go. So this is a practice of how to just surrender and to let go, because I feel a huge transition is awaiting you. Yeah, and we have the flower here that's barely blooming. Yes, so that's what I feel it's in the works for you. Some metamorphosis. You're preparing, like you're barely growing, because soon you will be in full bloom. And again, it's a change. So with that change comes this surrender, this release. And I think with this we have the heart here. This represents the higher heart and the heart chakra. So this is a full activation of the heart chakra. Again, this is coming back into your own, recognizing your spirit, your being, knowing who you are, not denying your truth. And that is what is in the works for you. This is pretty cool. This feels like a full-on transformation. But now let's look at the keywords. Okay, so that's it. So we have healing. Yes, healing will, I think, what you're going through at this moment, what you will be releasing, will bring in a lot of healing, because it's letting go of that pain you've been feeling. Finances. So I feel that if for finances, things will start getting better. If you feel like your finances haven't been going pretty well, this is Spirit acknowledging that it will start getting better as soon as you start realizing your self-worth. Again, our self-worth usually ties in a lot with our finances and career, because that's telling the universe what we believe we are worthy of. And if you see your self-worth, you're telling the universe you are worthy of abundance, right? We have divine here. We have success. I don't know why I'm putting this together, but divine success. With divine, again, it means like this is preparing you for something bigger, for a transition, a growth, and all it's happening in divine timing. Again, and what's waiting for you is success, divine success. This is yours. And we have support. You will have support along the way. Ooh, this anchor can also represent support. Of some sort, support from other people, support from a specific person again. Yes, but now let's pull out one message for you guys. This one. Which one? This one. Oh snap. I feel you, I hear you, I see you. So if you feel a person energetically and you've been asking whether this person is out there, or you've been wondering about someone, and again, you've been waiting for a reply, I think this is your reply. If you've been praying to someone, then they feel you, they hear you, and they see you. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I hope this reading brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, please leave a like or a comment, and if you would like to stick around for more readings, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye bye. Hello and welcome to all those who chose and connected with group 3, the waxing crescent. So for this group, I heard the messages undergoing a transformation. Now the waxing crescent is a time where we need to embrace the change, surrender to change, because remember that in the new moon, we make those manifestations, right? We journal, we wish, we pray, and the waxing crescent speaks about those manifestations being formed. So it's time for us to just envision and let go of any control. Give the details to the universe. Don't cling on to the specifics, because that kind of suffocates the whole manifestation process. Because remember, the universe sees everything. It knows all the possibilities. So if you limit it with the little knowing that you have, then the universe can't really work to its fullest potential. So trust that the universe will deliver what you want in the most best possible outcome, in the way that you never even imagined for yourself, but you will be fully content when it comes in. So this is the time to embrace the magic of the unknown and to start recognizing the synchronicities and the signs that the universe is throwing at you, again, without you clinging onto a certain belief or clinging onto a certain idea. Know that things are working as they should be, and they're working in your favor. Okay? Yeah, that's what I have here for you guys. Now, let's look at the cards. So the first card is to represent what you will be releasing with this full moon energy. Okay, so we have the Three of Stones, creativity. This is the Three of Pentacles. I'm laughing because I was talking about manifestations. I was going on and on about manifestations with you guys, and releasing the need of control, releasing the need to steer the direction of this manifestation. Three of Stones, creativity, for me speaks about creation, co-creating and manifesting. We have the green woman being represented here. The green woman is the Empress in this deck, but for me she represents divine feminine energy. She's Mother Gaia. Divine feminine, Mother Gaia, is all about creating, birthing, and giving life, but most importantly is about co-creating with the universe. See how this woman here, the green woman, she is grounding herself. She is feeling into this space, into these stones, what they have to tell her, their ancestry, and from it she is building something new. She is not disregarding this space. She is not disregarding the information that the universe is providing to her. She is actually tuning into that and building something out of that, right? I mentioned synchronicities. Again, pay attention to the signs. There will be a lot of signs sent to you, a lot of confirmations and synchronicities. This is not for you to dissect them, but this is for a guidance to lead you to either confirm to you that this is coming true. And you co-creating with the universe is just you trusting, right? Trusting that this will come through, and it's feeding more juices to it by imagining the best possible scenario. But most of all, the green woman, the divine feminine energy, is about intuition, also about the emotions, right? It's being vulnerable with her feelings. It's being sincere to what her emotions are, acknowledging them. And so one of the main keys and ingredients to manifesting is not just simply writing it down or envisioning it, but is feeling into it. It's feeling what it will feel like when you finally have it. It's believing you're there already. This green woman here, she is visualizing the final outcome. She is grounding herself in the energy, in the vibration of the moment she wants to be in. So it's you being present in that moment. And by being present, it's by just feeling in it. If it's a relationship you're manifesting, don't think so much about how you want this person to look like, how this relationship looks like, or how your dates will look like. But what will you feel? What do you want to feel when you're with this person? What do you want to feel when this person embraces you? When you talk to this person? What is that feeling? That's what you need to center yourself in. Because feeling, that's a vibration. And the universe, that's what it's all about. It's about vibration. So be in that vibration. I know everybody says be in that high vibration, and nobody really explains what that high vibration is. And it's just being in that vibration that you want. What is the emotions that you want to feel? What is it that you want to feel? And stay in that vibration. Ground yourself in that. Believe that it's already yours. The other key to manifesting is believing it's already yours. It's not saying, I wish for a reciprocal, compassionate, and beautiful relationship. Is saying, thank you for giving me this beautiful, compassionate, reciprocated connection. It's already claiming it as yours. It's already believing that it's there with you. If it's abundance, saying thank you for all the financial abundance and the financial stability that I have. And thank you for the continuous financial abundance that's coming in. It's already claiming it as yours. Because I'm seeing foundation here. I'm seeing new beginning with this entrance here. This speaks about grounding, being in the moment, believing in it so much that you decide to take root here. So with this, it's releasing the need of control and releasing fear and doubt. Release that fear and release that doubt and play with this. Have fun with this. If you stress about it so much, you will suffocate it. It's like crushing a flower. It's like getting this flower and crushing it, crushing the life out of it. Now, in order for a flower to bloom, you need to hold onto delicately. Not even hold on to it. It's just letting it be, letting it do its own thing. It will grow beautifully on its own. Let it grow naturally and organically. Just like this woman is growing naturally and organically. Do not stress about it. Do not try to control it. The universe, they're going to give you exactly what your heart desires if you just trust. So we have inspiration and we have transformation. Yes, inspiration. We have roots again being represented here. Inspiration for me reminds me of imagination and creativity. It's letting your roots expand. It's being free. We have a butterfly here. The butterfly is not limited. The butterfly speaks about freedom. So it's being free with it. Again, not limiting what it could be. You limit it with all these details and all this information. You're not allowing it to bloom to its fullest potential. You're not allowing it to deeply root. Let it be. The universe, I think this is all speaking of connections. The universe is making all these connections and working for you. It's on the process, on the making right now. You feeding it more kind of halts the universe. It's like the universe has to go back and redo all of that it's done. And then it causes for this to take longer to come into your life. Just trust that emotion that you want to feel, send that into the universe, and trust that exactly what your heart desires will be given to you. And I'm seeing that with transformation. Again, to allow things to transform, to fully evolve, it's to let it grow organically and naturally. We have butterflies again here. Maybe butterflies is something you've been seeing. It's one of those synchronicities you've been seeing a lot, not just real life butterflies, but images of butterflies in your dreams. And that's the universe telling you, let it be, let it transform. It's growing. You can't force the caterpillar to quickly be a butterfly. It needs to go through its phases and its stages in order to fully bloom to its fullest potential. But trust that the caterpillar will turn into a butterfly at the end. Right? So trust that this will happen. This could also be about self-transformation. But again, for self-transformation, if we hold on to something or if we fear how the process is going, I'm sensing like resistance all of a sudden here. We're resisting it and we're pushing back. We're pushing back while the universe is trying to push us forward. And again, it takes longer. It's this halt and this pause, whether I want to be the butterfly or I want to stay in this human state. I want to stay the same. Do I want to fully evolve, awaken, or do I want to continue staying asleep? So just surrender, let go, let be, and trust that the universe is guiding you in the right direction. So the last card, we have, this is the Five of Cups, and we have the crescent moon, the moon. Okay, well, the new moon from you represents new beginnings. Again, the moon has to go through, oh my god, we have the crescent moon here. The moon has to go through phases. It has to go through phases. Allow the phases to occur for things to come in full circle and in full bloom. Whatever, if it's something you put out there that you're manifesting, know that it is manifesting. Don't stress about it. It is already manifesting. Let it root. Let it grow. Trust. Whenever you think about it, all you need to do is be happy. Be happy, be joyful, be excited about what this moment, with this manifestation, the feelings that it will bring out in you. Don't stress about it and go back to your journal and rewrite it and scratch out things and put in more details. No, because it's like the universe listens to your heart, the calling of your heart, and the calling of your heart doesn't speak a language. The whole journaling thing, writing it down, it's more for you, so you can get a clearer idea of what it is that you want. It's for you to believe that you're actually manifesting. But the language that the universe speaks is vibrational, it's frequency, is that emotions, what you put out there, your thoughts. And it's mostly, we have thoughts, but it's also what, like, the feelings that arise with those thoughts. So again, it's back to feelings and emotions. So be mindful of those, pay attention to those. Those are the most important, not the details. Okay, so what will be coming in? Ooh, this is the Woodward, number 11. This is the Justice card. First of all, number 11, that is a number of manifestations, wishes coming true, being fulfilled. This, usually people see this card as the card of karma. I don't like to think of karma. I don't know why I mentioned it. Maybe some of you believe in karma, but maybe you've been seeing 1111, 111. Again, confirmation for you that all is going accordingly. Now with the Justice card, this for me speaks about reaping your rewards, finally receiving what is meant for you, what is suit for you, like not for only your personality, but for your heart, for your soul, for your spirit. Now it's perfect, because this Justice man, the Woodward here, he's holding a cup, and I'm seeing this cup as either waiting to celebrate, clink that cup with somebody else, or they're like waiting to finally drink from this cup, because they know something is coming towards them. It's like finally being able to celebrate, and they're waiting for that. See how he's looking out into the horizon? We have the hawk here, which I believe this is the Knight of Swords. So the hawk represents seeing, finding clarity, seeing into the distance, seeing what others cannot see. So this hawk, he's seeing into the horizon, and he knows that your manifestation is on the way. That's why the Woodward is on alert here, because he knows that what he's been waiting for is finally coming to him. And this Woodward feels like he's been waiting for quite some time, but he's patient because he trusts and he knows that what is meant for him will come to him, and nothing and no one will take it away from him. That's why he is so patient here with his cup in hand. He doesn't need to stress about it. All he has to do is wait. And so once you release this fear, once you surrender to this, once you release control, this will be your energy. It's like so badass. It's like, yep, I'll just sit here, wait on my throne, wait for my riches, my abundance, my person to come in, because I know it is meant for me. I know he's coming in. The universe has promised it to me, and the universe never breaks its promise. That's what I see here, wishes coming true. So I'm also seeing this as whatever you're receiving will be fit for you. So not only for you, but if it's like a partnership, like you will be the equal of each other. That's what the Justice represents, because I'm picturing the scales right now. And again, he's holding a cup here, so it feels like whatever, if it is a person that's coming in, they have the matching set. And it's just with them that they are willing to clink their cup with and drink together. So we have clarifications, we have passage in reverse, and we have healer in reverse. Okay, with the passage in reverse, it's funny because I was talking how this inspiration card reminded me of imagination, and the rainbow always reminds me of inspiration, imagination, and creativity. And we have this rainbow on top of this canoe here, and I always see this canoe as something celestial. And so this passage for me speaks of a portal. It speaks of, how do I say it? It's jumping timelines, right? It's being in one phase and then quickly passing through this passage, through this portal here, and then being in a completely new phase of your life. We have it in reverse here. So what this is telling me is patience. Patience. At this moment, you wish you had this passage here. You wish you had this portal. You wish you could reach in and take out what you want and have it right now in your moment. But as soon as you let go of this, as soon as you trust that all will be given to you in divine timing, you will come into this energy of no hurry, of being patient. Patience is something, is a quality not a lot of people possess. And it actually is something that can be extremely beneficial because it's allowing things to flow organically. And it's I don't know, I'm seeing it as you surrendering and being patient. And in this patient, you are now able to really live your life to the fullest. Because if it's a partnership you're waiting for, then you're really able to, milk this moment of singlehood, of running solo, of being single, of doing things your way for a while. It's really, I can't find the word in English, but Spanish, disfrutar este momento de soltero. Taking, I wouldn't say advantage, but just really being happy in this moment. And knowing that in this moment of being patient, of not having your blessings come in, is a moment of, it's a present to you, is a blessing in and of itself. And with the healer card in reverse, again, this feels like allowing things to go a bit slower. Because the healer speaks about transformation. It's letting go of old skin in order to grow into a new skin. And we have the infinity symbol here. And again, that speaks of limitless, infinite potential. It just feels like a go-go energy. And here, it's like the energy is still here. And reverse doesn't mean that it's not here. It just means that things are going a bit slower. So with the healer energy here, it feels like, again, things are just going a bit slower. But you're okay with that because we have the Justice card here. You're okay with the slow energy. And this healing process is not hurried. So sometimes healing processes can be hurried or can come at us out of nowhere and really strongly, and that causes even more pain, right? But just imagine ripping off the bandage, right? Trying to make something, like the healing of a wound, go faster. It will cause pain. So with this, it's like no pain, because you're allowing whatever it is that needs to be healed, this moment of being single, or this moment of maybe not finding or not getting into that job, or this like financial, maybe you don't have that skyrocketing financial success, but things are just a bit stable for you. They have been quite the same, like a kind of a flat line for a while. It's to allow yourself to heal from something, and it's not a lot is happening in your life, because it's so this process can go more smoothly and less painfully. Last card is the lightning bolt, 43. Okay, so the lightning bolt speaks of sudden change. It speaks of a truth hitting out of nowhere. It speaks about revelation. So I believe this is the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands speaks about success. So with the lightning bolt here, we talked about being patient, things going slowly. Again, it feels like things will be going slowly, slowly, slowly. And once the universe understands that you come into the space of trusting, of knowing that all things come in divine timing, and it doesn't mean that the universe is keeping you away from what you want or what you need, but they're just building and making this even better for you. When you settle into that energy, then it's when the universe hits you with this lightning bolt. It's like they bring this manifestation like this out of nowhere. Once you are settling to this life, when you're like okay with how things are going, then your manifestation comes in like this. And then that's a lesson for you in teaching you that as soon as you completely release and surrender, then what you want comes in like this, without a fight, because you're not resisting it. And it was that easy. Okay, but now let's look at the charms. So we have this painting of the moon, and the last card I will pull for you is like the general vibe of the energy you're calling in. So we have Sunder. Thank you for every passerby in your life. And we have this person who's holding luggage, and it's like walking into this wood. Again, with the luggage, it feels like moving away, right? It's releasing something. Finally letting yourself, I don't know what I'm saying, like travel, but finally letting yourself move and progress in your life again. Because if it's a partner, a person, or something in specific that you've been waiting for and you haven't allowed yourself to move forward or to do something new, to travel, to meet people, because you've been waiting for this one thing, it's been stopping you from living your life. And that's why I said, like, finally you surrendering to this is allowing you to finally be a participant of life and continue your life and enjoy this moment of singlehood, enjoy this moment of where you are right now. But now let's look at the charms. So whatever charms fall here in the full moon are things that you have manifested or will be manifesting pretty soon, within a week or weeks. And then in the aura are things that you will be calling in. So maybe you will be seeing by the end of September. And what falls here in the stars or in the void are things that the universe is working on for you and with you in the background, right? So things that you might not be seeing pretty soon, but they will come in divine timing, in perfect order. Let's see if we could okay. Okay, so we have 3 charms that fell inside the moon. We have the sun. The sun speaks of joy, abundance. I'm seeing the sun also like running solo or singlehood, of enjoying that moment of being independent. And with the palette here, we have the infinity symbol here. So that again reminds me of infinite potential, of creativity. Again, this is reminding me of the creativity card. It's like in manifesting, creating, could be again that painting, journaling, envisioning the life that you want, but being again limitless with it. It's kind of sketching what it is that you want and letting the universe fill in the details for you. It's saying, hey, I want these colors, and then letting the universe paint the image that is meant for you, that your heart desires. Because the universe connects with your heart and with your spirit. And then we have the compass here. So the compass for me represents direction. It speaks about following your inner compass, your intuition. This also can talk about guidance. I'm just being reminded of Pocahontas now and the compass. Listening to the wind, listening to your intuition. Again, this, I don't know, I'm thinking about Pocahontas, so this might represent the arrival of someone. And this is just telling you, they found where you are, they know where you are, they're heading towards you again, but they will get to you in divine timing, but trust that they're on their way. Okay? We have the canvas here, and it's cool because we have the palette here and the canvas. The blank canvas again speaks about that infinite potential, but this is like being free with that. It's saying, hey, I want this new beginning, I want this new start, and I want it to feel this way. Now, can you give me what it is exactly that I need? Can you paint the picture to describe this feeling, this emotions that I want to experience? And then the universe paints it for you. And I feel that's what you're calling it. Again, this feeling of surrendering. And it's cool because we have divine timing here. This hourglass represents divine timing for me. And again, it feels like that surrendering to the change, surrendering to the universe, trusting the universe and trusting yourself that what it is that you put out there is exactly what you want and what you need. Trusting that you will manifest exactly what you want without you having to repeat it, without you having to go back and look over at it. You by just opening your heart, by just connecting with your heart space and letting it be, you're calling in exactly what you desire. And we have this here that's sort of in the aura and right here in the void and the stars. This is the mittens. This is the gloves that parents give to children that have a red string tied to them, so the pair will never be lost. This is fated connections. This speaks about soulmates, kindred spirits. This is about a pair that's connected by this red string of fate. Distance nor time will ever be an obstacle to this pair, because no matter how far apart are they will always be connected. See? That's what the universe is working on for you, and that's what's coming in. This is just validation. That this soul connection, this soulmate, this person you've been manifesting is coming into your life. Okay, and now let's look at keywords. I don't feel all of these to come out. Okay, then maybe all of those needed to come out. Listen. Oh my God, that's what I said. Listen to the wind. Listen to your intuition. Listen to that pull. You will feel a pull in you at the right moment. That's why pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the synchronicities, but most of all, pay attention to that inner calling, because that will pull you in the right direction. When it's time for you to move, universe will let you know. Okay? We have conclude. We had it here next to the canvas. Feels like a concluding of an old chapter to allow for a new one to begin. Again, it's just reminding me, like, conclude with this feeling of control. Conclude with this surrender to the change so that something can happen, so that something can start happening. We have love here. We had it here by the aura. You see? Love is what's coming in. Love with support. Supporting relationship. We have forgive. Okay, we have it here in the moon. So maybe at this moment there is something, forgiveness to yourself, forgiveness to other people, and this will allow you to, again, to surrender, to move on, to allow this change to occur, because I'm seeing rest here. So I'm seeing that, like, putting something to rest, or like finding this period of like being solo or alone is a period for you to find rest within yourself, to recover yourself, to allow that healing to occur. Again, if something about forgiveness, if you're waiting for forgiveness from somebody or something of that sort, I think you're manifesting that pretty soon. We have ask here, we have decision, and we have divine. Okay, so with this being here in the outskirts, whenever you feel in doubt, be honest and ask, right? Remember that saying, ask and you shall receive, and it's true. Ask and you shall receive, but again, you only need to ask wholeheartedly once, and then trust that the answer will be given to you. The support that you need will be given to you. And then just be aware of your surroundings, be in your present moment so that you can acknowledge the messages, the support that is being sent to you, the answer that is being sent to you. With decision, maybe in the future, you might need to make a decision, maybe with this person, maybe in something else. maybe a partnership of some sort. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. And again, it will be a moment where you will need guidance, and again, ask and the guidance will be given to you so that you can make a decision that you're comfortable with, that is best suited for you. And with divine, I'm just seeing that as divine support. You have divine support at all times. All you need to do is ask. Okay, so the last message from you guys. Feel this one. Oh, these readings are long. Ooh, this is the same message that came for group 2. What you feel is real. Do not doubt. I think this is just validating what you've been manifesting is coming your way. Do not doubt it. Do not fear that it will be taken from you, because it's on its way. Okay? So that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance or clarity. If it did, please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And until the next moment, bye-bye.